another video. Thank you guys for joining me today. Today we're going to do a book review. I recently, finally finished the Patrick Rothfuss books. I started reading The Name of the Wind a couple years ago, back in 2020, I think, 2019. And I made it to at that time. I made it to the bit and Ambrose. I took a break. And this past year I picked it up and I finished not just Name of the Wind, but Wise Man's Spear. And very long. I want that more. I'm so curious adventures that he does. After that, I guess that's the whole point. Adventures, the exciting legends. That's the whole point. We want to hear everything. The exciting legends, exciting stories, and we want to hear the exciting legends. Favorite bits from the two books. From the Name of the Wind. My favorite bits was very beginning monster kills the sugar monster and the sugar monster, and then those were the two highlights for me where I was like ooh. And then over here my favorite bits have been, I liked the mysteries with the mayor. I enjoyed that. And I'm really curious as to who is Diane's part I liked and disliked the most all at the same time was the part with the I liked the Adem. I thought they were pretty neat, pretty cool. Rather, here's what I liked about the Adem, bringing them in. We're expecting good stories about him doing his good heroic story, and it's much more and we're expecting his story. We're expecting to hear good heroic beings, and it's much more stories about always making good right choices, and it's much more struggling. What I liked about the Adem was that they were right choices, teaching him. And what I liked about the Adem was basically teaching right. What I liked about the Adem is teaching him right thinking, which is basically the way of philosophy thinking. They're teaching him right thinking. They're teaching him right thinking. Ooh, the part with the bit of the Kvothe. Yes, I liked that. I was like, ooh, I want more of that. I've been loving Vast, ancient and childish, both ancient and childish, and I guess that's the point. And I'm so hoping that we get the third book soon. I think it's been 15 years, right? It's been like 15 years, so hopefully we'll get the third one. I heard a rumor that we're getting the third book at the end of this year, which would be awesome. Of the other original fans of the books have had to wait 15 years, so if I only had to wait a couple months, I'd be feeling pretty lucky indeed. I really like the naming aspect of everything, and I'm so wanting to know more of those mysteries, as well as the mysteries of the Chandrian. Basically, what Patrick Rothfuss does really good is you as a reader feel the same frustration that Kvothe himself feels in his search for answers. Because it's like these books are long, and I kind of feel like not much in a way happened by way of answering our initial question of who are the Chandrian, what is up with these monsters, and I'd like an answer to that. And the thing is, I think so would Kvothe. He also wants an answer to that very question. So it's really good. It's very good in that regard, because we're then pulled along that same journey, obviously, obviously we're following the journey because we're following Kvothe and we're finding out things as he finds them out. And because the books are so long, we feel the same frustration he feels, and as opposed to him, like if he had just gone, this happened here with the champion, and then several years later, after all of this stuff happened, I finally had my answers. He could have very easily just done a Tolkien-esque jump in the Fellowship, where Gandalf disappears for 17 years to find out the information about the ring, but instead, these books, it feels like it's basically like find the answers to some confirmation that you have in the library. That is going with the researchers to find the answers to the library. Sitting in the library day after day and researching to find the answers to find the confirmation that yes, that ring is the One Ring, or probably is the One Ring. That's when he comes back and he tests it and he's like, right, is the One Ring. So where Tolkien just does like a page or two describing the time jump and saying that 17 years passed and blah, 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 and giving us the Frodo storyline, he gives us the Gandalf storyline of the arduous, long hunting for answers in the tomes thing. And it's very interesting because most 1,100 other books don't focus on search for 700 pages, and so on. So it really works. And if I had to give like a non-spoilery like vibe feel of what the story feels like, what the books feel like the whole overarching vibe of the Kingkiller Chronicles series feels like, it feels like I'm telling you his whole life story and young days his whole life story.
Because he does say there about how he gets has versus
so then that means we're writing us a storyline in Arcane
starts
just Jason's story. And it's really good. It is entertaining. I did have a really fun time reading it. And I enjoyed the world and the mechanics. Again, since he took the time to explain it all, I feel like I can follow it and understand it. One part that made me laugh out loud was in book 2 in Wise Man's Fear. There's a bit where he gets on a boat to sail to go visit the mayor. Spoilers if you don't want to see it. If you don't want to see this part, I'll put a timestamp, skip to the end. It's a bit where he gets on a boat to go see the mayor, and then the chapter, the following page says, to make a long story short, I lost all my money, was nearly killed 3 times, and made it to this. So it's like he spent like all of the previous book and a half, everything that happened to him on that sailing journey would fill up a book this size, based on what happened on that short voyage, and he just skims over it. That part, getting to there and having it, it's like, oh my gosh. All in all, they're very good books. I would recommend, and I am excited to read more. I heard there's some smaller books about Bast and Uri out there. Ari? Because I'm thinking Uri. Anyway, I heard there's some shorter books about Bast and her, and I am excited to snag those and read those bits to fill in the time to find out, until we can find out what happens in the 3rd book of the Kingkiller Chronicle, which hopefully will come out at the end of this year, after 16 years, after 84 years of waiting. Yes, would highly recommend The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. They were very good. They are very meaty, so they're not for the faint of heart, but if you like fantasy, and you like high fantasy, and you like worlds like Oblivion or Skyrim or Lord of the Rings or Dungeons and Dragons, you like magic and dragons and arcane stuff, then you will enjoy, I think you would enjoy Patrick Rothfuss and his Kingkiller Chronicle series. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below if you've read any of either of these books, and let me know your thoughts. And if you have any news about the release of the third book, comment that down below as well, so that way I can mark my calendar and we can hopefully get our third book and be ready for book 3. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Talk to you next time. Bye.